Welcome back to Distant Gooner TV, the channel where you can have your view no matter where you are in the world on all things Arsenal. I don't care whether you're from bloody Lagos, Sydney, Leeds, Birmingham, Manchester, wherever. You don't need a season ticket to be here, people. This is your community. Please get involved. As always, please make sure you're smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel, keeping it real and keeping it here for your unfiltered, passionate Arsenal talk, all the latest news, all the match previews, reactions, we've got you covered. And this is your match preview for the big one, PSG in the second leg. How many times have I said this over the last few weeks? All or nothing. This is literally it, people. This is it. The second leg, we're 1-0 down from the first leg. Let's get into it. Right, let's get into the form guide. And, I mean, to be fair, as I've mentioned before, matches like this, I mean, you can kind of, we can look at the form guide and it does have, I guess, some impact. You want to have some form of consistency going into big games like this. But to some extent, it does kind of go out the window, people. I mean, looking at our form guide for the last 5 games, let's say. So after the game in Madrid, that amazing performance in the Bernabeu, we then followed it with a 4-0 win against Ipswich. But ever since then, it's been flat, hasn't it? Let's face it, it's been massively disappointing. We had the draw against Crystal Palace as we were going into the game with PSG. And we all know what happened in that first leg. We just got fucking battered. I mean, we were really lucky it was 1-0. You know, let's be real, people. We were lucky it was 1-0. They absolutely schooled us off the park. You know, from minute one to the end. I mean, they had countless chances. We did too, admittedly. But I think it's fair to say that we were all collectively, I think, just flat and deflated after that performance. You know, it was shit. But we're still in it, people. 1-0, you know, it could have been way worse. We then obviously followed it up with a disappointing game on the weekend. And that was disappointing, you know, to be 1-0 up at home, you know, fairly comfortable, and then you just let Bournemouth back into it. I mean, and, you know, as we've kind of discussed, the form in the league is just, you know, just gone down the pan. I know the league is gone, but the performances have just been not acceptable. And it's even more disappointing than one on the weekend because, of course, it was a strong team. I fully expected, bearing in mind this game that's coming up this week, I fully expected Arteta to basically bring a raft of changes to this team. I fully expected Wanyeri to be in there, amongst others, and it just didn't happen. And he put in his full strength team, and we go and lose that fucking game. And I just think, on all levels, whatever he was trying in that game has just completely backfired and failed because, you know, what I said about the form guide, generally it can go out the window, but you do still want to have some momentum going into games like this. And look at it. Fucking draw, loss. No fucking momentum there whatsoever. So, you know, if he was hoping for that, that ain't fucking happening. So yeah, form guide from Arsenal's point of view has not been good. It just hasn't been good. And it hasn't been good enough. Let's take a look at PSG. Now, as we know, PSG have won their league, so, you know, again, I don't read too much into the form that they've had of late. It's been a mixed bag, to say the least. You can see there, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Obviously, out of the last 3 games, of course, they beat us, but that was sandwiched in between 2 league games where they've lost. But in all fairness, and the opposite to us, they have actually, Enrique has literally rested the whole bloody team, particularly on the weekend. You know, I mean, they can afford to, of course, because the league has been wrapped up and done, but still, you know, it just makes me even more mad about the weekend. What was he fucking playing at with that lineup? I mean, so yeah, they come into this fresh because half of those players didn't play on the weekend. So Yeah, I don't read too much into that form. We all saw how fantastic Paris were in the first game, and I fully expect them to be at it again. Team news wise, not really a lot happening on the injury front. There's no suspensions. I mean, the main news really from both camps. So from Arsenal, Timber, we know he didn't feature on the weekend. He wasn't even on the bench. But all indications are that he will be fit for this game. And boy, do we need him. We really need him. I mean, you guys know how much I love Ben White. Absolutely fantastic player. But I almost just want Ben White just to sort of just go away, work on his fitness, and let's just focus on next year. Because to be fair, he's come in and he's looked way off the pace, which is absolutely to be expected. He's been out he's had a horrendous year. He's been out for most of the year injured. So it's key, I think, that we have Timber back. So I do think that we can't afford to have somebody that's not completely up to speed in a game like this, and in an area like this as well, because we've seen in the first game, but we know anyway, out wide, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, I mean, they're lethal. They're absolutely lethal out wide. So yeah, Timber will be key. I say that, I still think he was shit in the first game for that first goal. He let the guy have so much room, and then to be able to cut it back to Dembele, there was just so much space. We can't afford to be that open in this game. But yeah, other than that, there's no injury news on the Arsenal front, so I fully expect a 100% fully fit squad going out to Paris. In terms of PSG, of course, their main issue has been Dembele, who came off in the first leg. He, of course, was rested on the weekend. It was widely reported that he might not feature in this game, but let's face it, I think those are just things that people put out there in the press to kind of make perhaps Arsenal think, well, perhaps he's not playing, give us a bit of hope. I fully expect him to play, and the rest of them will be there as well. There's no injury concerns on their front, and there haven't been for a while. It's been a feature of Paris this season, really. They've had consistency in not only performance, but in the ability to pick the same team week in, week out, quality team that they are. So yeah, I fully expect them to be at full strength come Wednesday night. We all know where the key tactical battles are, really. It's out wide where we can win the match. Martinelli, Saka, yet again, they're going to be key. Predominantly Saka. I mean, in the first leg, I've got to be honest, he was pretty quiet. I mean, I can't honestly just put this all down to us. I mean, a lot of that is down to the class of PSG. It really was. They were absolutely amazing. Surprised me. I mean, that might sound stupid. I mean, I've seen the games against Liverpool, Villa, etc., and I know it was a different beast to when we played them earlier in the season, but I didn't expect them to be that good or us to be that poor. Who knows? There's a bit of both, but Saka in particular, I mean, the weekend concerns me because he was really quiet. He was really quiet in that game against Bournemouth. We need a performance from him. I mean, this is what pisses me off right now, and every Arsenal fan really is. We're so reliant. We're so lacking in creativity, quality, that when it comes down to games like this, you feel like you're going in there with just like one hope, putting all of your hope on this guy. God knows how he feels, because he must feel the weight of this pressure. But yeah, I mean, that is where the game ultimately for us is going to be won. He needs to have a cracking game. Same with Martinelli. Now, we know we've got Partey back in, so that's got to change the dynamics midfield. Again, Partey wasn't good on the weekend either. I mean, let's face it, none of them were fucking good. But, I remember seeing the first 5 minutes and Partey was just passing to them continually. So, they clearly had their minds on this week's game. I just hope that he comes in and makes a difference, because we did get overrun in that midfield. We looked all over the place. I'm not surprised, based on the fact that it wasn't only the fact that Partey was out, it's the fact that you're then shuffling around people. You shuffle Rice back into a number 6, brings Marino back into midfield, and the whole thing just looked a bit disjointed, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm hoping for more of what we saw against Real Madrid, and we really keep it tight, but Rice is going to be key. We said it in the first game and we saw it on the weekend as well. what he's been doing over the last few months, he's been just driving us forward continually, making those surging runs, being the difference. He's the one that's looking to get into the box, get beyond his man, brought goals into his game. You know, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and we need another phenomenal performance from him come Wednesday. No doubt about that. And we can't have any slip-ups from the defence. Saliba has just got to be on it. You know, we can't have any of these mistakes that we saw against Palace, against Madrid. Don't get me wrong, outside of those two mistakes, he's been immense as always. Raya worries me. I mean, my God, on the weekend, I honestly thought at one point he's just desperate to play left back. I was like, have we not got enough left backs in this fucking football club? I don't know what his positioning was on about. Like, literally, I don't get it. You can tell because I'm lost for words. I cannot understand his positioning at times. Talk about, like, literally flirting with making these mistakes. And it nearly cost us on the what I just think, what are you doing? Just get back in your fucking goal. You know, I'm all out for playing out for the back. Don't get me wrong. He's been absolutely brilliant. One of our best players. So I'm not like slagging him off too much, but I don't get, particularly over the last few games, where this positioning is coming from. I don't understand it. And you saw it in, I think it was the game of the weekend, but where White passed the ball back. And obviously his kind of natural instinct, you would, you know, when you're passing it back, I mean, don't get me wrong, you would hope that you would look, but he's passing it back towards the goal. But Raya wasn't even there. He was in left back position. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? So, yeah, I'm really praying that he's just on it. But, you know, I could be saying this about every single player in the squad. Let's face it, we just have to have an amazing game. Everybody has to pull their weight. Everybody has to be on form. Ødegaard, I'm not going to go on about again. We all know that he is absolutely shit at the moment and he needs to pull something out of the bag. Whether he does or not, I don't know. We may be carrying him again, people, but he hopefully he needs to bring something. He just needs to bring something. My starting 11 time. So as you know, people, I like to just call out what my starting 11 would be. And this is where I want the interaction, guys. So I need you to get in touch. Let me know, is my team shit? Who would you pick? I really want to know your thoughts. Wherever you are in the world, please let me know. Please get involved. There'll be no surprises with this one, as you were. Ultimately, this comes down to what we've pretty much been saying all season. We just don't have options. This is the best team. This is the team that played in the first leg, bar obviously Thomas Partey, who was suspended. So yeah, I'm going with Raya in goal. Saliba and Kivior have obviously been solid of late. Like I say, Saliba needs to just be on it and make sure there's no kind of lapses in concentration. That's just going to be key in this game. Timber, I fully expect him to come back in the team, and I really, really hope that he's fit and comes back in after his break on the weekend. Lewis Skelly's obviously smashing it, as we know. I mean, it'd be interesting to see when Calafiori does come back in, what happens there. But to me, at the moment, he's just nailed down that position. So fair play to him. He gets a nod for me. Thomas Partey, of course, comes straight back into the midfield. And hopefully that will then give Rice the licence to maraud forward, as we know he's done of late. Drivers up the pitch. Ødegaard, like we've said, we need something. Because at the moment, he is just missing, particularly in games like this, when it comes down to it. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I've been saying this probably for the last few years. I think I just want to see our team go out there when it really matters and deliver. You know, the pressure's on. We've got to deliver a performance. You know, and he's key to that. He's the captain, and he's not one of those captains, as we know and we've seen. He's not exactly going around and, you know, shouting at people, corralling them to get going. He's more interested in doing that with the fucking fans. But he's more of a captain that leads from example. So he needs to provide that example on the pitch and start putting in some bloody performances, because he's just been piss poor of late. There's no other word for it. He has just been poor. Of course, then up front, Merino, for me, comes back in. Now, I know Trossard has done well of late. I'm not sure he was that great in the first game. But again, you could say about most of them. I'm sure that, you know, if we need him, Trossard will come on. But I do think that Merino should get the nod. For me, I would put Merino up front. Saka obviously down the right, Martinelli down the left. Saka, we need a big one. Like I said, we need the performance that he put in against Real Madrid. We need it this week, people, against PSG, definitely. Martinelli, he needs to get clinical. He needs to, when he gets a chance, finish it off, because he did have the chances in the first leg and should have scored and didn't. Good goalkeeping, but at the same time, you know, he gets a lot of these chances, Martinelli, and he just doesn't put them away. Enough, for me anyway. Doesn't put them away enough. That's my starting 11. I've no doubt 100%, barring injuries, that is exactly what Arteta will pick as well on the weekend. And hopefully the boys deliver. Hopefully they deliver. I've got to be realistic. I'm not confident going into this one. In terms of my predictions, I don't want to say we're going to lose. But hey, I'm realistic. I can't just say, oh yeah, it's going to be, I think it's going to be 2-1, when I don't actually think that's going to be the case. I think Paris will win the game. I think they'll win it over both legs, and I think they'll win the game on Wednesday. I really, really hope I'm wrong, people. And I don't think they'll smash us, but I think it could be another 1-0, perhaps even 2-0, to be honest. Don't kill me for that in the comments, but hey, it's what the channel's all about. I've got to keep it real, people. I'm not just going to bullshit my way through it. It is what it is. We all saw the game last week, and it was not pretty. It was not good at all. So there we have it, people. That's a wrap for this preview for the PSG game. Wouldn't it be absolutely amazing if the boys can do it and we can make another European final? Oh my God. And you know what? If that happens, I'm just putting it out there now. Likely there might be a delay in the next video, because as there wasn't for the Real Madrid game, because I'm going to be celebrating hard on that one. We've got a chance. You know, I'm saying all of this, but like I said at the start of this video, it's 1-0. It could have been way worse. We're still in it. It's 90 minutes. This is it. It's 90 minutes. The season hinges on this 90 minutes. Perhaps even Arteta's future hinges on this 90 minutes. I won't go there too much on this video, but you know my thoughts in the last few. He needs to step it up as much as all the players need to step it up. We need to see a performance when the pressure's on, and the pressure is fucking on now. So we need to pull it out of the bag. As always, please like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're commenting. Let me know your thoughts on the team selection. Let me know your thoughts on the predictions for the match. Let me know if you're going. And also let me know where you're watching from, wherever you are in the world. It's great to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching. Let's hope for a win, people. See you soon.